Hello everyone, this is Ian from United Comic Universe, and today we are going to be going through a tutorial of the Law of Retribution raid in Warframe. So, let's get to it. The Law of Retribution, or lore as it's called in the community, is a trial consisting of 3 missions featuring unique modifiers and mechanics not found anywhere else in the game. You need at least 4 people to do the raid, but you can have up to 8 present. The key for this raid can be found in the marketplace and purchased for 100,000 credits. Note that this is a reusable blueprint and it takes 6 hours to build. Rewards for the Law of Retribution include rare caches that drop credit and affinity boosters, detonite and capture scenes, easy credits for completing each mission, and of course arcanes. Arcanes can be used to enhance the overall gameplay of your Warframe and weapons. Even if you aren't into arcanes that much, most arcanes can fetch you a fair amount of plat in trade chat. Alright, let's talk squad composition. Since you only need 4 people to complete the raid, there are generally 4 main frames that people will ask for when wanting to complete the raid. Those frames are Loki, Nova, Trinity, and Voban. Some of these frames can be switched out for others, but we'll get to that later in the video. You want to have at least 4 corrosive projection in order to make the enemies easier to kill if you need to kill. The idea is to actually CC, not to actually kill. Optionally, you can also bring a Shade Sentinel or a Horus Kubro, since they have the ability to make you invisible as long as you aren't attacking. Quick Thinking is also a very good mod everyone should be considering to have on. Throughout the mission, your health will slowly decay, but Quick Thinking actually stops the decay from killing you. Now let's get to the builds. These by all means are not the end-all be-all of builds, but these are my builds that I choose to run with this kind of raid. Feel free to leave your builds in the comment section below, I'd love to see them. First, let's talk about Loki. Loki's main use in lore is to bomb carry. There are certain parts in the raid where you will need to carry a bomb that rapidly drains energy. This is where Loki's high energy pool with the use of Prime Flow comes in handy. Note that it is impossible with his high energy pool to carry the bomb all the way without the use of energy pads or being supplied with energy by any EV Trinity. Alternatively, there are other frames that can be used to bomb carry. Frames such as Nova and Volt are perfectly capable of carrying the bomb with the same amount of effort as a Loki. Another Warframe who can act as a substitute to Loki would be Nyx. During the last mission fight with Vehek, Loki's job is to place a decoy in front of him to pull aggro from your team so you can complete the mission without being targeted by Vehek's missiles. Nyx with her ultimate chaos has the same effect as decoy. Second is Trinity. While having a Trinity on your team is not a must, unless you want to use up hundreds of pads during the duration of the raid, she is definitely an irreplaceable member on the team. Trinity's job is to use Energy Vampire to keep her team supplied with energy. That's it. Due to everyone having the Quick Thinking mod on, using Bless isn't required as much, but everyone should have their display setting to show player list. That way it's easier to keep an eye on everyone's health and energy needs. Next is going to be Boob, and I mean Voban. You can call him Frogman, Bunnyman, Kangaroo Man, whatever it is. His job is to simply hop around and place steals down to keep yourself and your team safe from enemies. Alternatively, Voban can be replaced with frames such as Stomp Rhino, an Avalanche Frost, Blind Mirage, or Blind Excal. Pretty much any frame with high CC capabilities can fit in his slot. Last will be Nova. Nova is another member on the team that you will generally always want due to her being able to debuff enemies in a wide area, causing them to do less damage by slowing them with Molecular Prime. Wormhole is also very useful when traveling through doors, as to not have your team just standing around on pads. Wormhole through the doors to pass right through them. Her escape velocity augment also helps by giving everyone a speed boost as they travel through the wormhole. So now that you have your squad composition and frames raid ready, time to have some fun. The first mission will be a sabotage with the objective being to destroy 4 toxin injectors located around the map. Once you spawn in, run straight forward until you get to a door with 2 orange pads next to it. Have 2 people in your party stand on each pad to open the door. Alternatively, you can have a Loki in your squad place a decoy in front of the doors, regardless of if anyone is on the pad or not. Continue forward through the door to the middle of the room where you will see a bomb dispenser. Hack the 2 consoles on either side of it and it will drop a bomb. Note that ciphers can be used in this raid to speed up the hacking process. Once your bomb carrier has enough energy, simply pick up the bomb and proceed to one of the doors located on either corner of the room. Proceed to the end of the room until you see one of the injectors in the middle of that room. You can't miss it. Now here's where things get a little tricky. Located in each room will be 4 consoles that all need to be hacked in order to bring down the yellow shield on the injector. You can follow the orange cables attached to the injector to find where each console is located. The job of the bomb carrier is to charge the bomb with his energy until it reaches 100%. Once the bomb reaches 100%, drop the bomb by the injector and get out of dodge. Once the bomb reaches 0%, it will blow up the injector and potentially kill you and your teammates in the process, so run. Note that if you take any damage, the bomb will lose charge and eventually explode, so make sure the CC frames are doing their job and keeping the enemies at bay. It's also good to note that there will be times when enemies just won't spawn in the rooms, rendering your Trinity unable to provide you with the energy you need to charge the bomb, so always bring energy pieces just in case. After the injector is destroyed, continue back to the main room with the dispenser and then proceed to the other 3 rooms. After each injector is destroyed, you've completed the first part of the raid. Now for the second part of the raid, which is an infiltration / escort mission. As you spawn in, immediately bullet jump up to the right platform. There's a high chance that a rare cache will spawn here, so always check before proceeding on. Venture forward until you get to a very large room. First thing you'll notice is that there's a very high spawn rate for enemies here, so CC frames, get to work. You'll notice 8 orange pads on the top of platforms in each room, 4 on either side of the poisonous river in the middle, and also a console display on the left side of the room. Located in a corner of each room, there will be a console that will need to be hacked in order to proceed to the next step, but only one of them will be hackable at any time, indicated by a glowing yellow screen. Once the right console is hacked, the display in the room will light up with a symbol. One person in the party will need to stand on the orange pad that matches the symbol on the screen. Now once a person is on that pad, you cannot jump or get knocked off the pad or it will reset the whole process. This is why most raid compositions only consist of 4 to 5 people. The least amount of people there are, the easier and the quicker it will be to do this part of the raid. There will be many enemies here with knockdown capabilities like scorpions and bombards, so tip would be to switch to your melee weapon and hold block to avoid being knocked off. Complete this step for as many times as there are members in your squad, and when the last pad is activated, you will hear a distinct noise letting you know that you've completed the first step in the mission. Yes, there are 2 parts. Proceed through the door and down the hall. The second part of this mission will bear a similar resemblance to the hijack mission on Ceres on the regular star chart with harder mechanics. To start the mission, activate the console in the room to bring out the tram. You will notice that the track the tram is on has sparks of electricity on it. This will damage the tram, and if the tram is destroyed here, you will fail the entire raid. In the room, there will be 2 orange pads, same as the previous room. Have 2 people stand on these pads to block the electric current on the track, allowing your driver to proceed without harm. Rule of thumb here is to always have your Trinity drive the tram, because in order to move the tram, it drains shields. Trinity's Vampire Leech augment is perfect here because while you supply your team with energy, it also gives you an overshield, allowing you to easily move the tram. Once the tram gets to the door that is closed in the room, it will open, allowing you and your team to proceed to the next room. There will be 3 pads in this room that will need to be stood on. In the next room that you proceed to, there will be only 2 pads. Now the last room is the trickiest because there will be 2 areas on the track with electric currents. 3 pads closest to the gate will control the first current, and 3 pads farther from the gate will control the second current. Also, Vahek and the G3 will spawn here and try to kill you and your team while also damaging the tram even further. So teamwork here is key. While your team is standing on the first 3 pads, proceed forward. This is where having a Shade or Horus Kubro comes in handy. After you've made it past the first current, this is your opportunity to kill the G3. After the G3 are dead, proceed to the last 3 pads and continue to drive until you reach the end of the room. And congratulations, you've completed the second part of the raid. The next part of the raid will be pretty simple, but first things first, search for caches. The tile changes every time you come here, so there is no true path to finding the caches. Just look in every nook and cranny until you locate one. After your hunt has ended, proceed to the waypoint on the map, but don't start until your team has all gathered together. So you can dance while you wait. After everyone is gathered together, proceed to the middle of the room. A cutscene will start and so will the mission. You will notice in the room that there are 5 doorways, each with a big ventilator over the top of them, and an enemy bomb carrier that spawns in. Each door has 2 pipes that lead to a pad located around the map. Have the squad leader on the team waypoint one of the doors, then 2 others will find the corresponding pads that, when stood upon, will open the door. The mechanics here are pretty much the same as the very first mission in the raid. The bomb carrier on the team will kill the enemy bomb carrier, pick up the bomb, and then proceed to the waypointed door. After the bomb has reached 100% charge, drop the bomb through the door in the pit. This will ignite the ventilator, causing fire to spew from the vent. This is another area where you can be flexible with your bomb carry. Loki is essential to this part because he can place a decoy wherever Vahek is to draw his fire to the decoy and not your team. But carrying the bomb means you can't use your abilities. So this is a good idea to have the Nova in the squad be the bomb carrier. Or if you have a Nyx, use Chaos, as it works the same way as decoy does. Note that there is also a platform in the middle of the room with 4 dormant consoles around it. If the enemy is allowed to activate each of these consoles, the giant Fomorian in the sky will fire down and restart the whole mission progress, forcing you to start over. Simply CC these areas to prevent this. Proceed to bomb each one of the 5 rooms. Once the last bomb has been used, Vahek will become vulnerable to damage, and here's where you can finally end him. Once he's dead, you've officially completed the raid. Sacrifice your bodies and souls to RNGesus so that he may bless you with one of the better arcanes. And there you have it, you've completed the Law of Retribution raid. After it's done, you'll receive an inbox message from Lotus granting you a new badge to use for your fashion frame. Oh, you thought arcanes were the true reward for completing this raid? No, it's fashion frame. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe for more tutorials.